Hello there, welcome back to EU4 and the Papal State, and currently the Holy Trinity. Well, it's been over a week since I last played, thanks to the fact that I got some extra work, but I'm back in the city now, and we're finally ready to continue. I think we're going to actually, first and foremost, go through some of the comments that I got during my leave of absence. Apparently, one of the more interesting ones was the fact that I no longer require a royal marriage to vassalize, and that is of course something that I should have realized far sooner. It's really a useful thing to know. And the funny thing here is, with the information that I got through that, I could potentially aim at allying myself with the Livonian Order and the Teutons, and thus just peacefully vassalizing them, provided of course that I manage to get myself a province in the area. And I can do that, for instance, with a war against Denmark, but Poland and Muscovy a little bit too much at the moment. So basically I'll be looking at an opportunity at grabbing some land in the area, one way or another. I might actually just have to go conquest spree here, make my way through Moldavia or Lithuania. Lithuania, for instance, could actually be an interesting way of doing it, because it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 provinces or so, and then I'd be at the coast. But it's still a bit risky. So what I think I will do here is try and get myself some more potential diplomatic relations. I'll probably go for annexing Milan and or Naples pretty soon, or as soon as I can, both to bolster my own forces, but also secondly so that I have those diplomatic spots to actually get myself allied to both the Teutons and Livonian Order. So unless they get murdered by, well, Poland, Denmark, you name it, I should be fine. But as the moment currently is, or at the current moment, what am I even trying to say here? The best thing to do, I think, is just to focus on reviving the Knights. Again, the event for Malta to be released as the Knights requires Castile to own it as either Castile or Spain, and the average of that is 166 years, and it's only a 100-year window where it can actually happen. So I don't feel too confident in doing something like that. What's more tempting here is actually allying myself temporarily with Georgia and then declaring war on Karakollyu. That could definitely be an option here. Muscovy do not want to ally with me, which is of course understandable. Not even if I get rid of Austria or France, which I do not want. They are the two big dogs in Europe right now, and I don't really want to piss off either of them. Venice is kind of a weird situation right now. Again, it's mostly due to the fact that Venice is allied with Austria. If they lose that alliance, I can smash them into the ground whenever I please, or whenever I please. Whenever I feel like it, please take your pick. It's all the same, really. So I think for the time being, we'll just fabricate a claim on Firenze. We do have some rebel issues, and we're not going to accept the Medinan nationalists. What we're going to do instead is actually increase the autonomy in Siena, place the army in Pisa, and that should slow this one down long enough to get peace up and running. So again, here for the time being, we're mostly just trying to run down some aggressive expansion, which we actually do have quite a bit of. 104 with Venice, we have 117 with Savoy. I believe we even have 40 with France, and Aragon, of course. They don't like me. I broke the alliance, but let's just face it. If I have France and Austria, it's just in all ways an upgrade, so there's no reason for me not to do this. And speaking of diplomatic relations, I believe if I get the embassy, you actually get diplomatic relations. It's been like that for a little while, I think, if I'm not completely mad here. Yeah, so the big question now is, should I go for basically teching myself up there so I can build the embassy, saving up money? I think that's actually the best thing to do. Subject force limits and unjustified demands. It's basically just a little bit more use in war, which we will not be doing for at least a little while. So I think we're going to go for get diplomatic tech up to level 6 so I can actually build the embassy. And of course we're going to have to save up some money for this actually, which is again not the best, but it is what it is, and we'll just handle things as they are. Also the fact that I will ally myself with both the Teutons and also the Livonian Order will most likely end up benefiting me in well, another way. And what I'm thinking here is the fact that if these two get into war in the area, I can send up my army and then just snatch a province or two from well, whomever they are fighting, and hopefully that will be enough to vassalize them. So it's an interesting scenario. The Teutons are kind of in danger zone, but I'm not too worried here. Poland can't really act too rashly here, even with their allies. A bit surprising is that the Hands also have grown. Could be interesting to pay attention to them. Might have to ally them in the future. They are a powerhouse economically. So we'll have to see here. But again, the plan is now to try and get Milan and most likely also Naples in a position where I can actually vassalize, sorry, not vassalize, annex, and then we'll work from there. We'll also keep an eye on Venice here to see if they actually lose any of their provinces here. It would be hilarious if it did, but I wouldn't count too much on or rely on that too much. Naples do actually have a core in, as you can see, they actually have, yeah, we have Brescia and we have Epirus. So getting into a war with Venice, it would actually be really useful, provided of course that we win, because I can get an extra core for both of my nations, and of course weakening them will only be useful. They're not members of the Empire, so that's also another reason why I find the alliance between the Emperor and Venice weird. If not, you should really have added them to the Empire, if you will. Now, I will not be truce breaking against Tuscany. I'm pretty sure they will join a coalition as soon as truce is up. So let's just check when it's up. The truce with Tuscany runs out in 87, 4 more years. So we have plenty of time to just wait around here. This is basically... yeah, I've been talking a lot already. This is basically just a catch-up episode, if you will. Also interesting note here is that the Mamluks are actually making some moves, rather concerning moves. They are beating the Ottomans. And with Venice taking a lot of Ottoman, well, heartland, if you will, things are not looking too good. What is kind of interesting here is that I would actually prefer to see if I could dislodge a province here, just to create Byzantium as a vassal, and then take the area. That could be interesting. That could actually give me a very well profitable, or put me in a very profitable situation. The problem, of course, is that I don't have a casus belli, and I would be alone. So neither of those are very good options. Hungary could be a potential target to walk through here, but again, I'm really reliant here on Venice losing their alliance with Austria. The only other option I really have is to claim war on Savoy, and well, that's not something we will do here. Let's see. France, Austria, Venice, Tuscany, the Palatinate, Genoa and Mantua. So again, the coalition, and also the fact that I'm warned by France, so I can't attack the, well, friends of France, if you will. So I'll have to play again here a little bit careful. So for now, we'll just peacefully wait around, and hopefully we'll be ready for war in the not so distant future. There we go, we can actually research embassies right now, and we have. The only problem, of course, is that we lack the economy right now to actually build the embassy. We do need 1,023 ducats, so it will take a while, especially if we consider the amount of money we're making right now, but it should be fine. We'll just have to wait for a while, a really long while. I am really tempted to just go for a annexation of Naples as soon as I can next year. Fabricate a claim on Serbia, then declare war on the Ottomans. That's really actually what I'm considering here, using Seda as a landing zone to then fabricate a claim on Kosovo and then declare war on the Ottomans, especially since you consider that they are being trashed by Venice, Hungary, the Mamluks. They basically have been able to muster no offense at all, and I find that a little bit interesting. Also, Trebizond and to some degree Karakonu here is currently in a very weird war with Shammah in Yemen. It's been lasting for a while, and if things go or continue to go this way, I'll probably take this opportunity to declare war. But again, I think I need to actually integrate, either declare on Serbia without a casus belli, Austria will join happily, or potentially here try and do something else. I have no idea if I can actually create a casus belli in some other way, by, for instance, give a loan, if I can, loan offer, but I don't see that as a likely way of doing things. I cannot do anything there, can't do any dynastic, anything relation-wise. I can send them an insult just for fun, they don't like me much, so might as well just do that. And again here, I don't really see a very good way of of getting into war with them. They don't have any allies, so it should be perfectly fine just, well, being pissed against them, if you will. But again, I'm a little bit uncertain how we'll play this. I definitely need Venice to lose their alliance with Austria, so that I can start actually making some moves here. But until that happen, there's not too much to do here. We'll not be supporting the Florentine schools. Just too many points for very little gain, just some prestige, as far as I could see. Don't know if there's any other events that follow, but that's the gist of it. Seems like Austria is actually also trying to unite their lands, which makes things a little bit interesting. But yeah, I definitely want to get myself into the area. It will make it a lot easier once we actually have to fight the war against Trebizond to try and retake, if you will, the knights and release them as vassals. Of course, Naples could play a very good role here in terms of they having cores on emperors, claims on a lot of things. So we'll have to see if we'll act on that or not. But right now, it seems to be unlikely. We just passed New Year's, we're in January, and thus it's time to do a little bit of an upgrade to tech here. Military tech 8 has been reached to pike and shot. Military tactics was 0.25, combat width increased by 1, infantry fire by 0.25, and cavalry shock by 1 point. Can build training fields and march. Some interesting things there. We're also going to take the second humanist idea, which is local traditions. It gives a -2 to national unrest, and it's thus rather powerful. Should keep, well, everyone at bay, if you will. The truce here, as you can see, ends in April, so if we can declare war before that, great. If not, not so great. Now, the interesting factor is that I could potentially use this as a way to get... If I'm really lucky, I might actually be able to use Tuscany if I can declare war before the truce runs out. So, if I can do that, it will be... I can then drag in Savoy, have them call in their allies, which are... among others, Venice, have Venice collapse to some degree, hopefully, and of course give back my cause Brescia and Epirus. That would be great, especially Epirus, because it will allow me to start fabricating claims in the area and start working once I actually annex Naples. So we do also have a new Pope, Benedictus XIII, 144. He's not too shabby. I actually need militaries as usual, but I would actually prefer in this case that military was rather low. We are among the top in terms of military tech. We're actually ahead of Venice, and that makes things a little bit interesting. We're also going to go full morale here, hopefully. That expires on April, so I have to wait until the month ends, and then we'll see what happens, I believe. Yeah, let's see. If they join the coalition before, that's bad. If not, then I can now use the little window that I should have to declare war, to bring in Savoy, and Austria's Holy Roman Emperor. But I will have France on my side. Unfortunately, only... oh, there they have. They have 40,000 troops. By having Savoy call in their own allies, I am hoping that Venice will be called in, because as you can see, they don't have any troops really in the area, unless of course they have them hidden in Venezia, which is really likely. But again here, the goal is to take Firenze, humiliate Savoy, and of course try and take back some cores, potentially Verona and Treviso too, from Venice if I manage to pull that off. But Epirus and Brescia are the two targets. If I can take Dalmatia or Ragusa, I might go for that too, because I can most likely just send it to Naples. We'll have to see. But we are going to declare war this time, and we're going to fight it next time. Savoy will indeed be allowed to call in their own allies. It's a little bit of a gamble, a little bit of a stretch, but I think we'll be fine. And I will take a chance to attack them with a not full morale-wise army, but it should be fine. We'll see how this pans out next time. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, praise, criticism, anything you feel like, and I'll see you around next time. Bye.